Now the semiconductor stocks have started to rebound. What do we do with one of my all-time favorites, Intel? Here's a company that used to be the top dog in the PC and the data center. Then last year's got a couple of problems. First, Intel's now former CEO Brian Krzanich, been on the show a bunch of times. He had to step down for fraternization with one of his employees. Then Intel's much smaller competitor, AMD, suddenly became, let's say, the more exciting chip maker for PCs in the data center. It's pretty well run. As a result, Intel stock lagged behind the other semis. Then, well, when the market sold off in the fourth quarter, it held up much better than the rest of them. Stock still finished up 2% for the year. So what do we make of the stock right now? There's a lot to like. It's cheap. It sells for only 10.6 times earnings. I don't really understand that. A solid 2.5% yield. Company's got a gigantic buyback. Just added $15 billion to the repurchase program less than 2 months ago. Plus, Intel's core end markets, the PC and the data center, are in good shape. I use it. I love my core. Put my 7. Just a 10. Love it. Okay, and that's why we're out here in San Francisco. I want to check in with Bob Swan, the interim CEO and permanent CFO of Intel. Learn more about what his company's been working on and where it might be headed. Mr. Swan, welcome to Mad Money.
Thank you. Great to be here.
But Bob, I know you're CFO. There is a search going on for CEO. Do you want to be the CEO?
No, I do not. I love my day job as a CFO, and we're very excited. I think the board's been working very aggressively we believe this is the best open job on the planet. Well, the management team has told the board, take your time, find somebody great. In the meantime, we'll be just fine kind of running the company. It's a very exciting time for us.
I know you don't run the company for price earnings multiple. You run it for profit and for shareholders, and it's probably been the most shareholder-friendly semiconductor company of all time. But it is a little hard to understand the 10 times multiple when I look at what you guys announced just in CES this week, which was maybe one of the most exciting presentations that was at the consumer conference.
I mean, it's been a very exciting time for the company. We've been in a bit of an evolution over time. As you know, the company was primarily a PC-centric company for a long time, and that the PC market has declined quite a bit. You wind the clock forward today, and we have these massive markets. Obviously, the PC has stabilized a bit. We have a leading position. Data center is huge, and the needs for data are growing and growing. And in addition to that, we have, it's not just Intel inside the PC and the data center, but it's also inside the automobile, inside the factories, inside the retail store. So in an era of this increasing data and the needs for data, our presence is just much more expansive today than it's ever been. So we see a market that's significant, and we've been building some really good momentum over the last several years.
Brian introduced the concept to me of saying, listen, Jim, you got to start thinking about what we're doing with Mobileye, $15 billion 2 years ago. It looks to me from the BMW, the X5, you guys are doing things both for safety, you're doing things for driver assistance, for autonomous driving, and you seem to be either even or well ahead in many categories.
It's been a phenomenal acquisition for our company. We're 2 years into it, and it starts with the premise that as we've redefined what Intel Inside really means, and you look at big applications where the needs for compute are going to grow and grow and grow over time, autonomous driving is a classic. And we had some capabilities inside our four walls, coupled with Mobileye's capabilities. We think we're uniquely positioned to be the technology that both accelerates the adoption of autonomous driving and plays a very important role in the definition in the standard setting for what safety is going to mean in this increasingly autonomous world.
Well, you mentioned where you're a leader in a couple technologies in the deck. You're a fabulous leader in a lot of things, but you're also in edge computing. But I think what's interesting is people don't realize you have a very good relationship with a company that you're really not allowed to say you have a relationship with, which is Apple. And you're in the next gen. We had Tim Cook on earlier this week, and there's no love lost between Qualcomm and Apple. None at all. It's pretty brutal. If Intel decided to, could it not supplant or at least have the same intellectual property or offer a better deal to Apple or any customer, because I don't want to make it so that you're saying something you can't say, but if this thing really went sour and Apple lost against Qualcomm or that things get even more bitter, could you just say, listen, we're ready to do it?
Yeah. I mean, we've had a long-standing relationship with Apple. They're an extremely important customer for us, and we continue to build what we believe are the best products in the industry across multiple functions, whether it's the CPU, whether it's the modem, and our intention is to continue to build great products, and we hope over time that all of our customers will adopt this increasing array of products that we've been building and developing.
But with your balance sheet, with all the cash you've got coming in, if an important customer already were to come to you and say, look, we're in a jam, we really want to be a partner of yours from some next-gen IP, do you think you can handle it?
Absolutely.
You could.
Absolutely.
All right, that's very important. All right, now, I wanted to ask you, you worked at eBay and you're on the board there, CFO, March 2006 to July 2015. Is there anything applicable between eBay that you've learned there that you're sharing with Intel?
You know, in so many ways, the constant has been change. So over the course of the almost 10 years I was at eBay, the evolution of the digital transformation and the impact it would have on shopping was stark. Whether it was eBay, whether it was PayPal, which, as you know, was part of eBay, or whether it was Skype, digital transformation was dramatically changing the experiences that consumers and merchants or financial institutions could leverage the technology that was built to enable new and different experiences. From that standpoint, the similarities are significant. We have this wonderful core platform called a PC-centric platform at Intel, maybe a little bit like eBay. And we've dramatically evolved the role to be not just PC-centric, but data-centric. And we've expanded the role that we've played in a variety of different ways. And to a certain extent, that commonality between broad-based eBay and broad-based Intel are very similar. And then, you know, maybe even more importantly, a wonderful management team and incredible culture.
Okay, that's good, because what I was going to ask you is one of the things that you've been proselytizing since you've come in as interim is that the total addressable market of Intel is not to 45 billion PC. It's a $220 billion market. And I just hear what you said. It kind of suffuses my thinking about eBay. This company, Intel, has got much bigger opportunities to have a 10 multiple. Makes no sense to me.
I mean, thank you for the question. I mean, this is the biggest served market this company has had in its history. And I think historically, we defined ourselves a little bit as a company with a 90x% market share in a market that had relatively slow growth. And I think in that world, the opportunities to expand and bring our technologies to new places get somewhat constrained by the way we define ourselves. The way we've been defining ourselves over the last couple of years is a $300 billion market TAM. We don't have 90% share. We have 25% share. And we have this significant wind at our back on this need for data to store it, to process it, to analyze it, to retrieve it. And with that, our opportunities are as big as they've ever been, and both organically and acquisitively, with acquisitions like Mobileye and Altera, the set of capabilities we have are just much broader today, and we see the market as big as it's ever been. And we're very optimistic about the prospects for this company going forward.
All right, that survey doesn't hurt also that PCs turned out, at least for now, to be a terrific growth business, too. Okay, that's Bob Swan. He's the interim CEO of Intel. This is the cheapest semiconductor company, which I've got to tell you, in all my career, I never thought I'd ever say that. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.